Oh yeah. Oh shit, make sure this on. Uh, cause losing an option, girl. Man, I'm looking black as shit on this camera. Look, another day, another dollar. It's about getting money, and you can give me a holler, my nose running. Oh, I gotta pause this. YouTube not having that. YouTube not trying to let us play that. I hope we get some trolls in the chat. I got rolls because I'm fat. Corn rolls to the back. I told you, I'm coming back. What is my thing? Something's happening in September. Gone in September, coming soon. Maybe it's my mixtape. Maybe it's my grand exit. Who knows? You don't, but I do. All right, man. It's the Minkle Jackson Show. We're live on Track Talk Radio. It's loud as shit in here today because the fan is on. It's 97 degrees outside. I'm dying. It's about 107 in this room. We about to get this Uno cracking here in a little bit. We're both wearing jerseys because this is a competition day. And I told Markelle she was doomed because you know what? I'm in this Kobe jersey. Nobody's safe. Hope you're ready.
Born ready.
Born ready?
Born ready. That's actually my title.
All right, Lance Stevenson, Born Ready. That's Lance's nickname, just in case you didn't know.
He stole it from me. I let him. He pays me for those
out
rights.
In the cold, hustling for so long. You know what? I need a haircut because my beard is getting long. Oh my God, Kyrie, don't do it. I'm in here watching basketball highlights as we approach the NBA season. I feel like he traveled right there. They didn't call that though. Okay. His foot slid a little bit. We have a show. Markelle's here to talk about some, give us some more updates on the I Am Right Now project. We're gonna get to hear about some of the people that she's shot. Hopefully they have some exciting, not shot y'all with a camera. Hopefully they have some exciting stories. Oh my God, Jalen, don't do it to him. Hopefully they have some exciting stories. I'm sure they do because they're black. And black people are great. They have great stories. I know I'm a wonderful storyteller, only in my own mind. As usual, we got the window open and it's loud as hell because, yes, nigga, I live basically underneath where the planes be flying through at. It happens, man. If you're anywhere in this area where I'm at in Seattle, you're always hearing planes, trains, and loud-ass automobiles. Classic movie. I haven't watched that in so long. Oh my God, don't do it. Well, I'm watching crossovers, so we're just watching people fall on the ground in the NBA. God, play better defense, boy. I will say, knock on wood, I have yet in all of my years, I've been crossed, and I've been crossed bad, but nobody has crossed me and made me touch earth. Now, I'm sure my time is coming now that I've said that. A couple more knocks on this wood, but up to this point in all my years, no one has ever broken my ankles to where I fell down. I think some of it is that when I was growing up, I adopted the whole, like, I'm going to try to be a skateboarder type of mentality. I was a terrible skateboarder, but I feel like that helped me develop my balance a little bit. And, I used to ride rollerblades and play street hockey and do all that. I mean, you got to, oh, look at this Hezzy. Oh, my God. Oh, here we go, Kyrie. You got to have good balance, man. So, when I play defense, if I know a person is about to hit me with the nasty cross, if it feels like he's about to blow by, I just let him have it. I'm not going to try to jump this way and then jump back. That's how you end up falling and breaking your ankles. My ankles are too valuable. They're already weak as hell anyway. So, listen, if you want to pull up and we want to see what your one's like, we can play. But if you go to hit me with some nasty-ass crossover, you can have that bucket. I'm going to let you have it because I know on the other end, it's not likely that you can guard me. There are people that I play with now. Shout out to my man, Jason Hicks. Shout out to Jay. Jay and his crew, they actually started their podcast, man. We're going to have to have them on. But Jay tries to cross me up all the time. He has one of the best handles I've ever seen. He has yet to take these ankles. He has left me 3 feet to the left or right on occasion. And he's been the complete other direction. But you know what? That happens. I went for the steal. That's what I say every time. If I go for the steal, the crossover don't count. But anyway, I'm literally in here watching these people get done in. But shout out to them for, this is in front of thousands of people. They're getting broke down. I mean, I'm just getting crossed in front of 19 dusty niggas at LA Fitness, which the craziest shit, man. I've heard recently that LA Fitness is about to go out of business. I need to know if that's actually true. So that means we might not ever hoop indoors again unless we just know someone who owns the gym, which I might actually. I wonder if that shit is open. Doug need to stop playing and let me and my niggas go to the community center. We can hoop, baby, baby. All right, I'm in the Kobe jersey. We're gonna get Uno cracking soon. We got people listening to music on Track Talk Radio, man. What are they listening to? They're listening to Mobb Deep, Win or Lose. I don't know if y'all know about that record. Shout out to Mobb Deep, Have It, Prodigy. They're two of the greatest. R.I.P. Prodigy, man. It's weird. You know what's weird about rappers? And it seems like ones that like people start to deem as really good while they're here. It seems like once they pass on, there's always like a flock of people that want to come out and be like, nah, I ain't really like Buddy like that. Why? Why do that after somebody's dead? Or why dig up things from when they were alive that we didn't care that much about back then and wait until they're gone to say something? Perfect example. R.I.P. Miss Naya Rivera. Unfortunately, she lost her life trying to save her child in a boating accident late last week. And now all of a sudden, people are trying to pretend like they have a problem with that I Don't Fuck With You record that Big Sean made because that song is about her. All of a sudden, think about how old that song is. What, that 2014, 2015, maybe 2016, I think. I was out here when that came out. So 2016 probably when that was out. And now all of a sudden, R.I.P. again, Nia has passed on, and now people want to be like, don't forget about how Sean had that record where he says he doesn't fuck with her. He's got to be canceled now. Get the fuck out of here. Anyway, we're not gonna spaz on that. I just think it's funny how, because I've heard the same things, like people try to say like Prodigy was whack after he passed on. Like, bro, he was not whack. If he was dope when he was here, he's dope now. Don't try to be like, oh, he's whack because he can't come out and drop a song about you or put you in some bars. Like, don't do that to yourself. Oh my gosh, look at the young fella. He said, oh, you want me to shoot it? Got it. Gotta give props to a rookie who's confident. Anyway, let's get back into this show, man. Markelle, any thoughts? Just on life. General? How's life going? You're gonna have to speak up into the mic, man. Don't be bashful.
It's good.
I don't have time to be bashful.
I finally got like a situation where I can transport my bike. It's been sitting at my parents for a year and a half. So I'm like riding my bike like a little kid, except I go by myself and go for really long rides and nobody packs me snacks. But so that's been really good. And the weather is finally cooperating, because a bike is not a thing that you want to do. Like riding a bike is not super fun or super safe for someone who's not well versed in bike riding. When it's wet.
Oh, hold on. Did you just say for someone who's not well versed in bike riding? How well versed do you have to be to ride a bike?
Okay, I'm talking about when it's like rainy or inclement weather.
Do the techniques of bike riding change based on weather? Like you still pedal, right?
Yeah,
and
but
you hold the handlebars while you pedal to maintain balance.
Yeah, but I'm not. I'm very accident prone and very clumsy, and I don't have like. I just know myself, and my brother is an avid bike rider, and so they're like, he doesn't even like to ride when it's not great. I just am trying to avoid road rash.
It sounds like y'all need to tighten up.
Probably.
Don't worry, that's not a Rona cough. That's a weed cough. Well, congrats on, finally, getting your feet wet, riding your bike. Please wear a helmet. Apparently, you don't really trust yourself to be safe. We probably shouldn't trust you to be riding on any type of road on your bike. Wait, no. I already watched this video?
No.
I've been out in the cold hustling for so long. Oh, that's just live. Yo, we are live. Okay. Track Talk Radio. Sundays, Tuesdays, Thursdays from 7 to 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Shout out to everybody that's, on the station. After my show starting, I think it was 9:30, Tutalua Tuesdays, man. Y'all got to check them out. Should be lit. Should be a good show. Okay. As we get into this, today we have obviously we have an I Am Right Now project update. I gotta talk about this Lil Wayne record I've been listening to all day. It's called Russian Roulette. It's a crazy record. So I had that on repeat because today my car was at the shop, poor Gus. So I had to ride the bus, public transportation, which I had not even done up until a couple days ago. I ain't gonna lie to you, it's lit. I'm thinking about getting rid of Gus and switching to full-time public transportation. The only problem with that is that every ride is crazy long, and I feel like on the day that you don't want to ride for long is the day you're going to wish that you had a car. And I feel like that will be my situation, but I'm definitely thinking about parting ways with my vehicle and then going full-time bus status because the places that I go, it's going to be easy to get around. We're going to talk about how today the Black Lives Matters groups were, taking over White Lives Matters groups on the internet. And white people were very upset about that. I thought that shit was funny. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about how the U.S. executed a person for the first time in 17 years this morning, which was pretty crazy. It's interesting to me that they had a late night hearing on Monday to kind of postpone the shit. Because it was supposed to be on Monday, and then they were just like, nah, you're dead. Duh. So we're going to do it tomorrow. Since you've already wasted our time and it's midnight, we got to go home. I get to go home. You get to stay. I'm sure that's what they do. You know how people be tough talking people they know can't do anything to them? It's just a thing that Americans do. It's people. I don't think it's just Americans. But anyways, we're also going to talk about this garbage-ass judge in the South who literally has a teenage girl, 15-year-old girl, is sitting in jail right now because she has failed to turn in all of her online homework. A judge actually has a young black girl sitting in a jail cell because she has yet to turn in her homework. I know kids right now, white kids, who literally haven't done fucking homework since the end of February and are at home cozy in front of the TV right now. No problems at all. Why are we sending children to jail for not doing schoolwork online when they have no teacher? Some of these kids have no resources. They don't have anybody to sit there and help them. You want them to sit there and work independently on their own when they're not even at the age when they can do so. Stupid. What's this lady's name? Mary Ellen Brennan. You are a garbage piece of fucking trash for having that girl in jail. And I hope you stub all of the toes on your left foot and one on your right, just to really stick it to you. We got a Breonna Taylor update. Fuck the cops that killed her. Fuck the police department and all the other people who are preventing these cops from being arrested and brought to justice like they should. And then I'm going to tell you about how a conversation I had with somebody. It was not a bad conversation, but it low-key started to get me heated, but I understood what the person was saying because, technically the things that they were saying were right, but don't really want to hear none of that shit, so I'm going to tell you about it. And then one of the things we're about to start talking about, we're going to talk about it right now. We're going to get into the show as soon as the music comes on, but it's, do you let your kids win, or any kid for that matter, when they play games? Or do you keep it real and you let them lose until they develop the skills to beat you? What do you think?
Oh, kids need to learn how to lose. 100%.
But do you, at any point, do you ever say, all right, I've beat you 17 times in a row, here's one?
No.
Okay. I just want to make sure I'm dealing with somebody who has some self-respect. Because I would never just let a kid win. What is the point of that? What do you? They're not letting me win.
No.
I love when like you play games with kids, and they'll like, in order to help themselves win, they'll try to like make up rules. And you know you don't want to argue with arguing with kids is stupid. So you're just like, okay, whatever, go ahead. And then you know, because you're the adult, you can exploit their rule. I don't feel like there's anything wrong with that because that's part of lesson learning. Don't make up a rule if you can't really, you know, manage it properly.
Mm-hmm.
They don't do a good job, get beat. We got 1 minute, then we start the show. Yeah, I'm not letting the kid win nothing. If we play Uno and I got to draw 25 in there, I'm not holding that because it's a kid. I'm gonna be like, you know what, my guy? And this, I literally, if you can ask anybody who's ever seen me sit in a room and play Uno with kids, I literally will say to them before the game starts, I say, I'm about to show you guys what disappointment looks like. You gotta teach them, bro, and then I give them work because that's what we're supposed to do. All right. We got Uno and we got Uno Flip. Baby.
I did bring Harry
Which one
Potter.
do you want to play?
Your call. I knew you would.
We'll play regular Uno. Go ahead. We're gonna get this cracking. We got about 20 seconds, and then I'm gonna intro the show on Track Talk Radio. Then we're gonna get the Uno cracking. Yo.
I'm gonna leave the draw 10 card in the box.
Nah, you put the draw 10 card in the deck. If you don't want to put that draw 10 card, there's the door. All right. This is the Michael Jackson Show. We're live on Track Talk Radio. This is your DJ's favorite DJ Cold Cuts on the mic, aka DJ Pocket Biscuit, aka DJ Beef Snack, aka Big Meatloaf, aka Loaf of Bread Fat Boy. I'm still workshopping that last one. I don't really like it. But anyway, man, thank you for tuning in. We're live on Track Talk Radio as well as YouTube. We got Miss Markelle Gallagher in the building, aka the one and only Miss Markelle EG Photography. And you're here to talk about what?
My project.
Here to talk about the project. I'm here to talk about the projects and how we should really show appreciation to these people. Stop calling them ghetto. AK, that's you white people. Stop calling every nigga that lives in the projects ghetto, because we got some geniuses coming out of there and some really dope ass people. But yes, Markelle is here to talk about her I Am Right Now project, which is a Black Lives Matter project where she's taking her time during this summer. She's literally on a vacation, I guess. She's taking time out of her busy schedule to, you know, photograph people who would like to tell their stories and speak about what Black Lives Matter means to them. Hold up. What we're doing is we're going to play 5 games of each type of Uno. Winner take all. There's literally no prizes involved. It's just respect, dog. But anyway, so I was a part of this project. I was first. Of course. You saved the best for first. And so we did this. We took a lot of photos. They turned out really great. I also had an opportunity to kind of share some of my stories, some of my experiences, and say how I feel about the stuff. I have said on multiple occasions, I don't feel like we should have to have something that says Black Lives Matter, because it should just be a given. We are going to talk about some things today. I'm going to talk about a guy, some fat loser named Ronald. I know you're saying, oh, did you just body shame him? You goddamn right I did. Because he literally was online talking about how we all deserve to die and we're monkeys and that our lives don't matter and all this type of shit. So yeah, I called him fat and I body shamed him, and I don't give a shit because I can do whatever I want. It's my show. He wants to say that we deserve to be hanged and dragged behind trucks. Well, buddy, you're fat. Go on a diet, pal. How are you going to drag me behind a truck, fam? You can't even lift me, bro. Fat ass boy. Anyway, I think I won last time. See, the problem sitting next to somebody is if you glance over at the wrong angle, you can see their cards.
Did you just see my cards?
I saw that draw 4 you got. Protect your neck.
Well, you weren't supposed to be looking.
But anyway, we're gonna talk about Fat Ronald, and then we're gonna get on there, Yellow, and then I'm gonna tell you about why our lives matter. We're gonna just go over it again. I feel like every episode should be just a quick review. Oh, is that so, Kevin? Well, okay. Well, how about this? When I pull up next time, oh come on, man, draw 4. Kev, when I pull up, man, we gotta play. She thinks she nice, bro. What color is it?
It's right there.
Blue. I didn't have blue, but I have that. Take the draw 10.
Yeah.
Take the fall. Act hurt. Get indignant. Yellow. Oh, and then take 2 more. Hello, my watch. Yellow. But anyway. So Kev says you cheat at Uno. For those of you that don't know, Kev is Markelle's roommate. Shout out to Kev, man. Kev, hope you're doing well, my brother. Hope to see you soon. Kev's a really good dude. We got to get him to come play Uno, though.
We're doing his shoot soon, too.
Oh, Kev's about to be a part of this project that we're talking about. And I think that's going to be super dope, man. We're just trying to round up all the black people. And we're going to share everybody's stories. That way you guys all understand that this just isn't some isolated incident or something that happened 1 or 2 times. Like, we've all had these crazy ass experiences. Even people who didn't even grow up near each other. I lived in the South my whole life, and I literally come out here and I've probably met hundreds of black people who all have similar stories to mine because it literally happens everywhere. So it is important that we all share our stories and we make it known to the people who are around us, who are our allies, whether they be white, Asian, Latino, whatever. They got to understand we not out here yelling this shit for no reason. But I also firmly believe that we shouldn't have to do this in the first place. You should look at me, and based on how I respect you and how I treat you and how my character is, you should want to show me that same love, respect, and caring based on my character, fam. You shouldn't approach me or look at me and be like, he's dark. I wonder what type of criminal history he has. Everybody just assumes that black people are all criminals and shit. Nah. No. Have I participated in criminal activity? Yes. Am I a criminal? No. And criminal activity literally can be throwing water balloons at people, you know, and jaywalking. Jaywalking is criminal activity. I see white people out here doing that all the time. You're all criminals. You see how stupid that shit sounds? And that's how people literally talk about black people. It's crazy. I don't got a yellow. But I got that, though. But either way, Kev, thank you for joining the show, man. Look forward to seeing the photos from your shoot, hearing your story. Please, next time Markelle comes up, you should come do the show, bro. Once your shoot is done, we'll love to have you on. If you want to be on camera, you can share your experiences. We'll love to have you. Share it with all your friends, man. Anyway, I told Markelle earlier that I'm thinking about jumping back into the rap game. Bro, don't do that. Don't do that. I just said that and she goes,
It was not intentional.
The disrespect towards me for wanting to resurrect what's referred to as a rap career. I don't like that, man. Nah. I'm gonna come back, but listen, I only rap about restaurants. So I got a couple songs about Burger King. I got one about Cheesecake Factory. Be on the lookout for the Cheesecake Factory record. That's going to be hot. Summertime at Subway is a classic record. That's going to be hot. Let's see. You know what? As a way to pay homage to Michael Scott, I have a record called Mike's Cereal Shack because that was a restaurant he talked about making. That's going to be fire. All I need is dope beats. I got all the lyrics. And then we need to shoot a video. So if we know anybody who does any video stuff, let me know so we can get the video cracking. But anyway, the haters are scoffing at the idea of me making my comeback to rap.
I didn't scoff.
You didn't scoff, but you definitely made a weird ass noise. Anyway, I really think it might be a good idea. Because we're probably about to go back down on lockdown. I literally have nothing else to do. I might as well cut an album. Anyway, Markelle, let's talk about this project. Tell me, what are some of the highlights of your project so far?
So I think kind of last time I was on talking about it, it had already kind of taken new form, where like more of it is going into the storytelling side and me communicating with people. And so now that I've done a few shoots with families, which has been really cool, it's been really interesting to me that when we're getting there, and I lead off with people like, hey, I want to tell your story. I want to do all these things. I want to share this. It's going to go on the website when that launches. And most of the time I've been spending with people is sitting there talking after the shoots. So we'll sit there and maybe we'll shoot for 20 to like 45 minutes. And I've had conversations over an hour with each of my last couple shoots of talking about experiences and the effects on their kids and all those kinds of things. So it's really kind of taken form into what I had hoped it would, where when I'm able to, get the website up and running, I want to have, the vision is to have something for everybody. I think it's really important that I have lots of different people involved, and that's what I'm getting so far, because there's going to be a story that's going to touch someone. There's going to be enough in there that maybe you don't relate to the kids because you don't have kids, you don't interact with them a ton, but maybe there's someone who's close to your age or someone who's from your hometown, or I had someone who was in the military and you had similar experiences, or if you were not Black and the goal is to educate people who may not get it yet, there's gonna be enough people and you can go through and find a story that touches you and impacts you in a positive way, to where you finally get it. And so when you go back and read the other stories, you now have gotten yourself on that level playing field and opened your mind to be able to start having those conversations with people, and really start educating yourself properly and supporting the movement and the Black community. Yeah. And so like a lot of the comments I've gotten, I mean, because you've done it, so you gave me a video, which was great. I've gotten lots of written statements, and I will tell you, I'm not one to get like overly emotional, but just about every written statement I've received from people has like literally moved me to tears. And some of them have been from kids, and it was like 2 sentences, and it's in their own voice, and it's these like babies who are just talking about how, like, one of them talked about how it makes him sad that Black Lives Matter exists, but it makes him hopeful for the world. Like, I mean, he's little.
Remain hopeful, young fella. Change will probably happen by the time you get to my age.
Yeah, so it's been really good. I'm still looking for more people. Again, the more stories
could be you.
Yes, please. I've already met some new people, through spouses and things, and those conversations have been really powerful. And the more people we can get, the more it helps me as a person. I think even though I feel like I'm at a place where I understand and at least ground level understanding, and I'm supportive and an ally, I still have room left to grow. So it's making me a better person so I can give back and do those things and help educate there. But again, providing a platform for people to just kind of tell their story. And one of the experiences I had was someone thought they had to have a negative experience to be a part of the project. That's not necessarily it.
Not at all.
I think it's important to have that viewpoint as well, of someone who still feels strongly, who maybe hasn't necessarily had something awful and tragic and like a deep-rooted trauma that they really can pinpoint, but that it's still important to them. So anybody who is Black is important to this project, because you are what this is about, and supporting you and your life and the people who care about you and the people you care about, that's important.
Hell yeah. You know what? I actually would love to hear some of the stories from people who haven't had horrific experiences, because I think that's also a part of the education. Like, you got to show these cornball ass people who think that we're all little ghetto hoodwinks that, like, we create geniuses. Think about this. White people want to act up and they want to talk all that shit, but think about this. You know how you got 8 air conditioning in your home? Black people did that. The whole peanut butter thing, black people did that. Street light, black people did that. We can go down the list of all these music. Black people did that for all the good music. That all that trash that y'all listen to, y'all can have that. Y'all can have this shit that don't have no good beat, no rhythm, and the stuff that y'all be doing all that too. And then when y'all start dancing, all that crime shit y'all be doing, yeah, y'all can have that. But a lot of the stuff that surrounds your everyday life, black people did that, or Asian people did, or Latino people did that. So it's weird to me that white people are always on the defensive and making it seem like all these people don't matter, but it's like we all need each other.
Mm-hmm.
And so it will be dope to hear some of the good experiences, because I think they need that just as much as all the negative stories. So that way it helps them educate them even more.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, there are great, amazing people walking around. And it's not just these athletes, not just Braun, it's not just Jay-Z, Beyonce, or this actor, or da-da-da-da-da. It's, you know, this wonderful young lady who's a 17-year-old fucking college graduate because she's been a genius her whole life. Or think about the amount of kids who get, you know, millions upon millions of dollars in scholarship money. Like, we only talk about them one time and then we never hear about them again. But that's because we don't show them love. But those experiences need to be documented too. That way people see it. Be like, look, they need to realize within themselves, like, hey, we might be throwing a lot of shade, but we're absolutely dead wrong about this shit, because there are great people. And white people are great too. We're not getting it twisted. It ain't like we saying that we're so great, y'all are so trash. Y'all have great people too. Y'all also got a whole busload full of cornball ass niggas too. But at the same time, we see white people celebrated for their genius all day, every day. Well, I'm sure that we have a black Elon Musk. But what is his name or her name? But we don't know. But we celebrate him because he's like a what? Oh, a robot god at this point, right? He's going to help carry us into the next generation and probably the next dimension. He's probably doing the same shit that Doc and Marty was doing, traveling through time on weekends and shit like that, Back to the Future style. But like, we celebrate him as if he's like this super amazing, superior human. We got black people that do that shit too.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean? We got to celebrate these people. So we need all of these stories, because it's all education. Knowledge is power. You have to spread these stories. These stories contain knowledge that contains power, that these young kids, especially these kids that you're shooting, we need to tell our stories so these kids know how to unlock their powers for the future. If you're doing anything else, you got this shit all effed up. And I think it's weird that now we're 5-6 weeks out from all of this stuff happening, you know, a couple months back. And it seems like, you know, a lot of our allies have started to let off the gas. I don't see a lot of my white friends being like, hey, can I go with you to a protest, or can I do this, or can I do that? Because they're starting to slide back to that position of comfort where they don't care as much. Nah, fam. Nah, not today, baby. That's why every episode that we do is all about being black. That's why this project is talked about all the time. That's why I act the way that I do, because I'm not letting y'all forget. That's why I drive through these neighborhoods with my music blasting. I'm trying to keep the property values reasonable. And also I'm trying to make it known that black is here, is forever. We're not going nowhere. Also, we had bots in this freaking thing last week making threats saying they was watching the show, this and that, fam. What? They not in here today, huh? all those threats and all that shit was empty. Who's really in fear? It's y'all. It's not me. It's not us. It's not my man Kev. It's not none of the black people I know. We're not worried about y'all. Because we're here and we're killing it. And we're going to keep on killing it. So projects like this help educate you guys. And I love it. And shout out to all my white friends who were like, yo, keep it coming. And the ones who reach out to me and they ask me questions. Hey, can you tell me about this? What do you think about this? And if it's not something I know, I put them on with somebody who can help educate them. And I listen too, because I want to be educated as well. I'm not sitting up here pretending that I know everything that is black. There's still so much about my own self and culture that I do not even know. And a lot of it is because I just be tuning it out. Some of y'all be acting too damn crazy for me. But I gotta just, I gotta go outside that comfort zone. You gotta experience some of these things. You have to live these lives. I gotta hear these stories. It's education for everybody. It's not just white folks. It's for me too. It's for my sister too, my mother too, my nieces and nephews, my brother too. All of that shit is for all of us. So if you're black and you have a story to tell, not a negative, not just a negative, not just a positive, but a story, because you exist. And every day that you're here, you are adding to your story. Link up and do this project and then come on this show and let's talk about it. It's going to be lit. We got to take a quick music break. We're through the first 35 minutes of the show. Oh, and I don't know if you guys noticed, about 5 minutes ago, I had the easiest one of my Uno life. We'll be right back. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro. My clique eat like the 12 holy apostles and bust out mottos and flushed out Tahoes. Jules froze, look like we hit the lotto. That's Lloyd Banks. That's not me. That's not me. But that's a classic record. Ain't no clique like the one I'm with. All right, let's get it. Well, Markelle, shout out to you for such an amazing project. I am glad to know that I will forever be a part of this. And I can look back in 20 years and be like, yo, Markelle did that. And I remember when the idea came about and you pitched it. And I know you pitched it to other people, but I remember hearing about it and thinking, this is going to be dope. And it was dope. And I was first. If you ain't first, you're last. But in this case, we're all first. So shout out to any and everybody who's been doing it. I've seen you post some pictures of some of the families that you've had. You've had teenagers, adults, young kids, and it's just been awesome. Girls, boys, whoever. Beautiful smiles. You can feel the good vibes, the energy, and then even reading like the quotes and stuff, the way that that's put together, it's amazing. Now I forget, there was one guy you had on, and I think he had a family with him, but he had some quotes where when I was reading it, I was just like, yeah, and I was ready to ride out for him. If somebody stepped to him or messed with him, I'm like, yo, my man, I got you, bro. I don't even know this nigga. I don't know where he stays at. No, none of that. But I literally, like, hearing his story, I was just like, yo, we got to be ready. Because that's how we should be for all our people. I've noticed, even for myself more, when I see my brothers and sisters out. Like, even today, I went to the Chase Bank, and there's a guy in there, and he's standing inside, welcoming people, greeting people. And you can even hear how he connects with some people, and they say hello, and he says, have a nice day. But I could tell that, like, it just needed to be different. I'm like, I don't want to give him some same whack ass greeting, man. Because genuinely, when I seen him when I was walking up from the car, I can see him in there. And then my first thought in my head is, I hope he's taken care of and I hope he's safe on a day-to-day basis. Literally, that's my first thought. So then when I leave, when I address him, I say, hope you have a good day, my brother. Please stay safe out here. That shit is real. It's not just a what's up. Like, I feel like I just get the what's up all the time. And motherfuckers don't be caring. But we genuinely want to make sure that all you people go home every day. Make it home safely to your families. Be able to spend time with your friends. Be able to give niggas the draw 4 and Uno. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then give them the draw 2. And then give them another 2. You want to be able to do that. So, shout out to all my brothers and sisters. And shout out to my actual brother. He's living the life of fatherhood. I love it. Seen pictures of him the other day being a father, and I hope I get to continue to see those pictures because it does make me worried when we got all this stuff happening, and then
you can pick up 4. That'd be cool.
And then people acting crazy. I don't want my man to end up in a bad situation. You know what I'm saying? So, but again, shout out to you, Markelle. What a wonderful project. Why are all my cars green? And why did I say that out loud? Shit. Not all of them. All right. What else we got? Ain't no clear. Okay, let me talk about this Lil Wayne record. Lil Wayne dropped the EP. What is this called? Wheezy Flow, the EP. This has 4 songs on it. So he's got a record called Multiple Flows with Lil Uzi, slapping. Mahogany, slapping. Mamma Mia, slapping. And then this Russian roulette record featuring Benny the Butcher and Conway. Slapping. Oh my God. I've been on it all day, on repeat. I'm going to say this. I was one who I've always had an issue with the fact that in the late 90s, early 2000s, Wayne was a specific type of rapper. And then these Carters started coming out, and then all of a sudden, he was different and he had bars. I thought it was weird because I'm like, fam, you couldn't rap like this 3 weeks ago. Somehow on the test, you're cheating. I don't know how. I don't have proof, but I feel like you're cheating. There were rumors that people like Gilly the Kid were writing his raps, and then maybe some other people. But at this point, unless people have literally just for the last however long really been in there writing for him, I feel like I have to say it, man. Wayne has crazy flow still. And why am I not getting any of the cards I need? The Russian roulette record is absolutely fire. I like Conway the Machine, and I really love Benny the Butcher's verse. I had no idea who he was, and I heard that third verse, and I was like, yo, whoever this is fire. So I love that Wayne, at least for me, it seemed like Wayne is bringing along some new artists, or featuring himself or having other artists featured on his records who are newer to the scene. Now, I'm sure Benny has been around for, a million years, and I'm probably the only one who has just now heard of him, but I was very impressed. And I was really impressed with Wayne's part. He can do it all. He still has bars. Every song on that EP, which is 4 records, was hot. Most of the time, people only have 4 good songs on an album. So if Wayne is looking to turn this EP into a whole album, bro, I think he's off to a good start. Oh, let's stop. You not win. Come on. You not winning. Uno. Get out of here. Watch it put the wrong card down and I'm going to end the game. After I take this card. Uno, red. It's over now. It's over now. Oh, oh. What is this Uno in your pocket? I remixed that record. Shout out to 112. That's 2 wins already. So once I get to 3, it's over. She can't come back. I'm feeling good today. So they got Biggie Hypnotized playing right now on Track Talk Radio. And then after that, we're going to cue in the show. Because you know what? I'm sure the listeners on Track Talk Radio want to hear me actually talk. We're going to talk for a few minutes, and then we're going to get back to this Uno Shields nil. Did you ever watch the Jamie Foxx show?
A little bit.
One of the greatest shows of all time. I wish they had that like on Netflix or Hulu or some shit.
I'd be on repeat.
It's the Shields nil. Shields. That was one of the things he used to say on the show. Anyway, welcome back to Track Talk Radio. Well, actually, welcome back to the Michael Jackson show that's on Track Talk Radio because you were already on the radio. It's me, your boy, DJ Pocket Biscuit, DJ Meatloaf, DJ Big Loaf, DJ Big Meat, DJ Meat Slab. I'm just trying out DJ names. We are here. We're playing Uno. The show is also live on YouTube. Wearing our jerseys. I'm in the Kobe jersey, which is why I'm winning the Uno game. She wore a Sounders jersey.
I should have known better. They lost this morning. This is probably a bad choice.
Yeah, you should have known better.
Yeah, well.
You brought a knife to a gunfight. All right.
Sorry.
But yeah, man, we're just in here. It's definitely summertime. And I'm not going to lie to you. When I woke up this morning, I woke up early as hell and I was already hot. It reminded me of how things used to be in Florida, and it reminded me how much I hate this shit. I feel like when I hear rumors of the government having the ability to manipulate the weather, in my mind, I'm wondering, why in the fuck do y'all have the heat turned up so high then? Turn this shit down, bro. 68 every day and we'll all be cool. Now, I know obviously that's crazy and that's not how that works because the sun exists. So I obviously know that. I'm not a complete idiot, just a smidgen of some idiot, all right? But at the same time, I'm really wondering, like, draw 2 and then take that. Why they don't just keep it on 68? And it got me to thinking, what temperature should the AC be on within a home? 68?
I think my parents keep theirs at 70.
70? Nigga, that's too hot.
Yeah, but they're cheap, so they try to like keep it at a temperature where it doesn't have to kick in too often, but it's cool enough when you walk in from a hot day because they like open up the doors and windows. And
but if you keep it on 68 and you leave it and you don't open the doors or the windows, doesn't it stay at 68?
But yeah, but it has to constantly run because like there's lots of windows, so like the heat comes in.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure the science behind it. Draw 4. And blue, Uno. See, Uno's getting intense, man. I'm in here about to break the mic. Anyway, yeah. What are you screaming for, man?
We're gonna go because I got excited because I thought I was gonna lose again.
Yeah, I remember where you're at. I did grab the perfect amount. First try, just grab 10. That's how good I am. Watch. I'm going to come back and win. Oh, you want it to be green? I don't have that color.
I'm sorry. You had a lot
Got
of
it.
last time.
$68, I feel like, is acceptable. 70's too hot.
I'm not going to disagree with you. 70 is too hot.
Like, I keep my air conditioning unit in my room on 68. Sometimes 58. No, I'm just kidding. That's not true. But I'm definitely the type that leaves the AC on sometimes in the wintertime. You know what? I was so focused on the AC, I let her win that game. But anyway, 68, I feel like is an appropriate temperature. Anything higher than that, you're crazy as hell, out of your mind. All right, let's get back into the rest of the show. So, I talked about the Lil Wayne record. Let's get into this. I think I'm going to briefly talk about this, but I mentioned that we were going to bring up the fact that today, a lot of people who participate in these Black Lives Matters groups on the internet decided to infiltrate the White Lives Matters group. And it was funny to see the comments from a lot of white people when they're saying, well, I came to this group to just join the White Lives Matter, and there's all these Negroes in here. How are you guys allowing all these blacks in here? Isn't this supposed to be a group for white lives? The internet's not having that. Black people everywhere unite. I love how on the internet we will always unite. In real life, niggas are always battling in the wrong battle against the wrong people. Probably people they should be teaming up with. Hopefully we start to correct that. And I know that comment sounds crazy, but I'm going to tell you why I'm saying that, because we are later in the show going to talk about how, and you'll have to remind me of this. We're going to talk about how over the weekend in New York City, because I watched a video where Mano was talking about this today. Apparently in Bed-Stuy, people were just shooting into a crowd and a 1-year-old got killed because niggas was trying to be gangster, but they actually were acting like bitches, and then they went and made a horrible mistake. So that's what I meant by that. We're going to talk about things like that. But I love that our people went into those groups today, infiltrated, got a few of them closed down because I'm sure they pop them back up, but they close them because they get tired of all the black people leaving comments and da-da-da-da-da. Thought that shit was hilarious. Let's get to something that's extra funny. I'm going to read something to you, and I want to ask your honest opinion. So I read something today where it was this young man. He said that what he did was he asked his girlfriend to marry him. And rather than get her, I'm going to read it. I want to read exactly what it says. So it says, a man proposes to his woman with the receipt of her $70,000 student loan debt being paid in full in place of a ring. She thanks him, but says she still requires a ring before getting married. And then asks, what is she? A, is she reasonable? B, ungrateful? C, smart? D, dumb?
B. I mean,
You think B for ungrateful?
If somebody paid off, if their grand gesture was to pay off my student debt as opposed to, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with the way like people propose and do all those things, like that's fine. But if someone decided instead of that they would pay off $70,000 worth of your student loans, yeah, that's a big fat yes. Because one, that obviously is someone who cares about you and your future.
Yeah.
Who doesn't want you to be like tens of thousands of dollars in debt to start a life with them together, right? And two, if he can just pay off your debt, do you really think he's not going to buy you a big fat diamond one day?
See, I almost don't like that people have been going to that. I keep hearing that. Well, he has enough to pay off the debt. He should listen. $70,000 is a lot of fucking money. Unless my man is rich, the $70K covering your debt, fuck your ring. You don't get the ring, fam. $70,000. $70,000. He put that towards your student loans.
Yeah.
He wasn't in those classes. He don't get that piece of paper that comes with that at the end. He did that for you. So if you say, well, if you have 70, fork out another 10 or 15 and get me a ring, I think you are a greedy little crumb snatcher.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying if someone's willing to make that kind of gesture, I'm not saying it's going to be
but you're
like
still
it's
assuming that they have the money to get the ring. Why are we assuming just because they had 70 to throw at the loan that they have extra money for the ring? What if that was my man's entire life savings?
I'm not even assuming that. I'm just saying by the time you probably get married to this person, you will have some sort of ring.
Yeah, the one that comes from the gumball machine that we get at freaking Dave and Buster's.
And that should be fine. Like maybe he does have money, he buys one. But like for me, too, let me play devil's advocate. If you're gonna marry somebody,
okay, right?
So most people, like traditionally, you combine a lot of things.
Yeah.
So her debt becomes his debt. They go to buy a house, when they go to buy all those things, that becomes combined when they go to sign loans for things.
That's true.
So that could partially be in his self-interest also, because he doesn't want that debt hanging over them and their future.
You make a good point.
Again,
you definitely make a good point.
I would be ecstatic.
I still fully believe that when people go, not you, but what I've heard, the comments all day, people, oh, he has 70K. Where's the ring? What if that was all he had? And what if, if you're playing the long game, what do you really care about? Those loans being paid off or that ring? Because new rings come out all the time. What if you get a ring and then in 6 months you see another ring that you want? Because I'm sure that there are girls who do that shit.
Well, and there are people who just like after a certain amount of time, they're like, oh, I want a new ring.
That's what I'm saying.
Like not everybody holds on, and that's okay. If that's what's comfortable for them in their relationship, that's fine.
Yeah, if that's something you want to do, that's totally fine. But I'll say like, it's like the same thing when I seen the video for like the guy's birthday. The girl bought him like a property or something, and then he had the nerve to be like, but I wanted the Rolex. Nigga, what? No, you dummy. You want the freaking property because you can turn the property into money. Only thing you can do with the Rolex is stunt, you stupid motherfucker. Don't nobody care about that type of shit. You want the property. Just like you want your student loans paid off. You want a big ass fancy ring? Having no debt will help, like you were saying, will help you afford a fancy ring or help your man get you a fancy ring. Now, if anyone want to pay off my debt in order for me to give you a ring, let me know. And then throw me an extra 10 so I can get you the ring. So you're getting yourself the ring. I'm going to help pick it out, though. I'll do all the hard work. Get down on. I'm going to sit in a chair because I can't get down on a knee without risking not being able to get back up. So I feel like my best option is a chair or some sort of booster seat that I can get in to repose, something like that. No, I'm just playing. I couldn't imagine though. Like,
hey, did you?
What is that?
That's for you.
That ain't shit. That's just a draw 4. I needed that. I wanted that.
Okay. Uno.
Yeah. Uno. Ah, here you go. Yeah, you don't want that? Because watch what I'm about to throw me the ball. Watch what I do with it. Green.
Uno.
No!
It's tied up.
Bro, Kev, you were right. She do be cheating.
I ain't cheating.
Anyway, so I will say I think she is B and D, ungrateful and dumb.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that option A is she reasonable? This doesn't, when you read this, a man proposes to his woman with the receipt. The receipt means that it's paid. So a receipt of her $70,000 student loan being paid in full in place of a ring. And she just says thanks and then says, well, in order for us to get married, I still need a ring. So you're thinking of her replying with, in order for us to still get married, I still need the ring. She's trash for that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure that I wasn't crazy. I was just like, damn.
No.
At minimum, you should have been like, absolutely, babe. Oh my God, I can't believe we're going to get married. But buy me a ring. That would have been acceptable.
I don't even have that much debt, and I can't begin to tell you the amount of gratitude I would have towards a person who was just
that's
hey.
Crazy. That is crazy.
Yeah.
All right, here's something else that's crazy. I did not realize this because even though we have the death penalty, apparently that doesn't get used as often as people would think. And a lot of it is because lawyers, the way the appeals process works, and people spend forever and a day just appeal. They'll do all that. But I guess this morning, we had the first federal execution in 17 years. A man, let's see, what was Daniel Lewis Lee. He's a professed white supremacist, was executed early Tuesday morning. And this is a quote, I didn't do it. All criminals say that. Lee said as he took his last breaths, I've made a lot of mistakes in my life, but I'm not a murderer. You're killing an innocent man. Now, I'm sure with these statements being made, people are going to look back and review his case just to make sure, and then somebody will have to pay for something if they did kill him, for no reason. But it says Lee was convicted of murdering a family of 3 in 1996. The convicted killer was scheduled for the death penalty on Monday, but federal judge Tanya Chutkin delayed the execution along with 3 others due to the questionable procedure. The judge referred to the government's use of some word that I can't pronounce during executions as unconstitutional, stating that it poses as an unconstitutionally significant risk of serious pain. So apparently this thing that they inject them with, it's a short-acting tranquilizer that causes death by respiratory arrest when used in high doses. Evidence from other inmates' executions who received the controlled substance indicate signs. They say it's flash pulmonary edema, Chutkin said, and then during a procedure, inmates experience trouble breathing and a sensation of strangulation and drowning. So apparently they hook you up, they strap you to a table, and then they inject you with something, and then it literally feels like somebody is killing you. And it's always crazy to think when you see movies, when they watch people get executed, I always wonder, is it really like that? Is there just like 10 chairs set up opposite of some, big ass glass window, and it's like 15 people just watch somebody just like go to their death?
I think it is.
That's fucking crazy. I don't know if I would want to sit there and watch that. No, I wouldn't. I just thought about it. I would not want to sit there and watch that. Because I don't know if I want to see somebody tied or strapped to something screaming, and then like they start to convulse and maybe they foam at the mouth and and like you see veins start popping up because they're trying to get out of the fucking chair. They're literally fighting for their life. Now, I understand that some of these the people that this is happening to, obviously, courts, judges, juries have a reason for putting them in this position based on decisions that they made. I get that. But at the same time, it's a weird concept to me that we are okay with sitting in a room and watching that happen. Same way that people are just okay with just sitting around watching a cop put a knee on a nigga's neck for 9 minutes and just killing him. That shit is weird to me. Weird that people want to watch shit like that. But at the same time, I'm somebody who's on this show that's always talking like, yo, if MFs are really going out of their way to like do crazy shit and that is an option, get them out of here. I know that sounds crazy, but like if Buddy really, if he killed this family, and he is a white supremacist, I'm going to say this. While you were free, you had the opportunity to change your behavior, educate yourself, grow, and move forward. You opted not to do so. You spent time in prison, and they decided to execute you. I'm saying this because I am somebody who has learned the hard way many a time from decisions that I made. I don't make those decisions anymore because I have more fun living out here than living in there. And I also don't want to be on death row. So I'm not saying that it is the easiest thing in the world, but I'm saying as an adult, you have the opportunity. And you have, at very minimum, you have the opportunity to reach out to somebody who can help you stay on the right track and make good decisions. When you opt to not do so, there are consequences. I don't know if it always should just be the death penalty, but at the same time, I don't know, man. They make these decisions. Buddy probably had it coming. I do feel a little bit bad because that just sounds crazy. I don't know if I'd want to like if I knew that that's what that tranquilizer did, I wouldn't want to watch that. I don't want to see like some weird thing that's going to like give you an idea of what a strangulation looks like without having another human attached to it. And it's a tranquilizer. Like, what do we use tranquilizers for? To subdue large animals and, you know,
Humans.
Well, yeah, apparently humans too. But that shit is just crazy. Scary to think about that too.
Yeah.
Could be any of us. It should be Mary Ellen Brennan. I know that's crazy. I just jumped out the window by saying that, but I don't agree with the fact that she has a 15-year-old girl in jail because this young lady's having a hard time submitting all of her homework for her online assignments. Why? Mary, let me ask you this. You see you next Tuesday. Why didn't you put the pressure on the school she attends to give her the resources she needs to get her homework? Now, also ask yourself this. Do you think that she's the only child who is struggling to turn in their homework online? If the answer is no, I want you to go back and look at every student who hasn't submitted grades in the last 3 months and all the kids who are on that list. They either all go or none of them go. White, black, it does not matter. And the option should be that none of them go to jail and that we provide them with resources to help them through during tough times. I don't want to hear no shit about somebody being 15 and they can do this and they can do that. No, they cannot. You cannot expect a 15-year-old. Some of them, yes. Some of them, absolutely yes, based on the right environment and the resources that surround them. And there are some kids who really do. They just want to get out of a bad spot so bad that they're willing to do everything they can and they kill themselves for their studies. And we understand this and shout out to them because they work hard. But not every kid is built that way at age 15. Some of these kids need a little extra attention. When the ADHD kicks in, if you can't focus and you're struggling, you're not going to want to sit there and do your homework. You don't have a teacher showing up in your face every day asking, where's your homework? Did you turn in your homework? Have you done your homework? Can I help you with your homework? If you don't have that and you're sitting at home all by yourself and you're struggling and you don't have the help that you need, do you think you're going to sit there and try to figure it out? No, you're going to give the fuck up. So people saying that, oh, well, she's 15, she should do better. No, the judge should do better. Why is she in jail? That's not helping her. You are hurting her. You're doing it because you're looking for any and every reason to prove that you have power over these young minority children. Because we don't hear any stories about white kids being in jail for not doing their homework, right? I'll wait. That's what I thought. Mary Ellen. Maybe we should just give her just a small dose of this tranquilizer. Or a tranquil, not that one, because that one's crazy. But one that will make you just a little bit loopy, and then maybe you stub all your toes on your left foot and one on your right, like I requested earlier in the show. That's all I'm asking. Breonna Taylor. I wish I knew the count for the amount of day, like what day we're in where things have not been done on her behalf. I saw that today they were protesting, and we had some people who have some fame, even if it is just from reality TV. There are people who have big voices and so on and so forth. Ooh, excuse me. And they were out there today getting arrested, fighting for a good cause. I get it. I don't like that the killers haven't been brought to justice. I also don't like that I saw, and I don't care. Buddy he's free to do whatever he want to do in his free time. But it's lame to me that my man, the cop who got fired, even though he's a civilian now, he's just down in Miami partying at the beach. Literally, there's a picture of him on a vacation, chilling, smiling, living it up. Now, everybody that be living it up, that old Ja Rule record, that shit was fired up. What I do. Who's on that? Is that Bobby Brown? No, that's not Bobby Brown. Is it? No, he does have Thug Love is the one with Bobby Brown, right? Maybe. But that Ja Rule record was hot. But he's down there in Miami living it up like a fucking goof. But he need to be up here in Louisville serving time, bro. He's a part of this problem. He's a part of the reason why she got killed. There's audio that has leaked where it's the lawyer who is talking about how the investigator, you can listen to the audio. The investigator basically sets up the questions in a way that it dismisses what happened to her, and it makes it seem as if what they did was justified, when it's not. When you hear the 911 call of Kenneth crying, you can hear him. He literally doesn't know what happened. He says, I don't know what's going on. Somebody tried to break in. He says something, I fired a shot, and then they started shooting back. She's dead. He confirms on the 911 call that she's been shot. And the dispatcher goes, do you know where she's bleeding from? He doesn't know because he's in a full-on panic. Niggas just tried to break into his home and they killed this girl. Over what? Nobody knows. Gentrification, potentially. Is this just cops being stupid? Of course. Saw another video today where a lady's probably about to sue this department because they did a no-knock raid on her house, pulled her out of her house while she was butt booty naked and dragged her across her front yard. All just to be like, oh, we had the wrong house. How do y'all have the wrong house? The GPS will literally take you to a motherfucker's front door. You don't have the wrong house. You're doing this to these people on purpose. On purpose. 100%. This whole thing with Breonna seems sketchy. I'll always continue to go back to the fact that the police report or whatever, it says that she sustained no injuries. Fam, she was shot 8 times. Shot 8 times. Those are what we call injuries sustained. Cause of death, gunshot wounds. You let those motherfuckers tell it, nothing on there. Oh, she ain't even dead, bro. She probably just at the house chilling. That's probably how they act. Oh, she over there? Ain't that her over there? Oh, I don't know. All y'all look the same. That's how they be acting, bro. Sustain no injuries? Fuck you mean? What do you mean? Gotta keep pressing, man. You can't give up. Like I said, I see it. I see how even people around me who are white, they act like they don't even care anymore. Why should they care when the people who are in charge of these cops don't care? We care, though. I fucking care. That's why I keep posting about it every day. God, man. That girl wasn't doing nothing to nobody. She's literally out there helping save lives 5 days a week, probably for 12, 13 hours a day while she's riding that ambulance. Being an EMT, she's an EMT, bro. She wasn't no criminal. And even if she was, come on. It's not your job as a cop to decide if her life should be allowed to continue or should be discontinued. You don't get to make that judgment or that decision. That's not up to you. Because if you get to do that, then why are we still continuing to pay judges? And why are we still continuing to summon people to jury duty and then making them do time when they don't want to go? Why are we doing that if cops are going to just take it upon themselves to just be like, yeah, I don't like this one. Pop, pop. That's what they do. I don't like this one. Let me get to Ronald real quick. I talked about Ronald earlier. You're probably wondering, who's Ronald? Some fat loser. Come here, Ronald, you fat piece of shit. Where are you? Oh, here he is. Ronald Belanti. I want to just read you the first thing. These are lower life forms, empowered by white liberals and protected by black and white liberal politicians. Look at these savages. And with an honest heart, tell us why they should not be beaten by cops, bitten by dogs, hosed with high-pressure hoses, and then hung from the nearest tree. These are animals, and they should be put down. You want more of this? You want to be the white person that is getting beaten? Then vote for Joe Biden in November. If you're a Democrat or a liberal, never forget the following. These thugs play for your team. Their black lives do not matter. Do not matter is in all bold. I'm going to tell you, he typed one thought and then some bitch on there goes, what did she say? She said, oh my God, I got to find it. What did she say? This bitch put, you're the man of my dreams. Ronald is the man of your dreams? Are you shitting me right now? First of all, Ronald's fat. He can't be the man of your dreams. He's too big to be in your dreams. All right? He can't be in there. You don't have enough headspace for Ronald's fat ass. Can you just imagine how much money the government would have saved if the cops killed these animals before they reproduced? The 4 men probably account for 15 kids with 10 different moms all on welfare. If the 15 kids are half male, then that means there will be 5 men, 3 on welfare for life, 3 going to jail, and 15 more welfare and jail candidates. The word is out. Their black lives do not matter. This piece of shit got the exact treatment a lower life form deserves. Good for the cops who beat his ass. Someone left a comment. Good. Beat the black off his ass. How dare this punk try to destroy taxpayers' property? Thank you, Democrats. Look at what you've done. Not Mr. Trump, you bastards. Ronald's fat ass also posts, here's a flag that will never be burned by Antifa, BLM, or something. And it's a flag that just says, we accept EBT. Again, another quote from Ronald. Their black lives do not matter. And if you think that they do, then you are a part of the problem. Find them, beat them, let police dogs bite them, aim high-powered hoses at them, then hang them from the nearest telephone pole. This is Ronald's fat ass still talking. Here's Steve Dickens. Steve, suck your own Dickens. They are human trash, but our leaders don't give a fuck. All fucking cowards. Yeah. You're on the fucking internet typing bullshit, but we're cowards. Another guy, his name's Dale Ann, and guess what his profile picture is? The police flag, the one that is the Blue Lives Matter one. He says, click, click, bang, buy guns, people, much ammo. Nigga, you spelled ammo wrong. The fuck out of here. Are these people the superior race? Are you fucking kidding me? Ronald again. Anyone, and I mean anyone, who feels that these animals do not deserve to be shot, gassed, bitten by dogs, hosed with fire hoses, and strung up by their necks on telephone poles is fucking crazy. I would blow their faces off, and the only problem I would have is that the end of the clip, when I was firing my last few rounds, is I would be laughing with joy. Their black lives do not matter. These are not humans. They are savages. This is what the Democratic Party and what liberals stand for today. If you voted Democrat, then you voted for these lower life forms to run around on our streets unchecked. Ronald lives in Beverly, Massachusetts. There's only one racist person in here who was actually reasonable, which that's a crazy fucking. He said, "Whoa, I get your anger, but don't let it push you to a place of justifying this." Thanks, Jason, I guess. I don't know. You're probably a freaking cocksucking loser too. I don't know. This is Ronald, everybody. So at the beginning of the show, when I was fat shaming another human, you probably were like, "Oh, how can Meemco Jackson shame somebody for their body and their appearance?" Well, first of all, I can do whatever the fuck I want because I've always been fat. And I will always say that I think people are fat when they're racist little assholes. You don't apply it to everybody because then that actually would be body shaming. See, what he's done is he's chosen to call me a savage. He's chosen to say that he would like to blow my face off. He also would like me to be hung up by a fucking tree or dragged behind a fucking truck. So yeah, I'm going to call him fat. And that's me taking the high road. Because I thought about sending Ronald a message. And then I thought, what would I say to Ronald? Please visit New York City, Compton, maybe even come to Seattle. Let's take a trip on the light rail. So when the doors open up, I can throw you onto the platform and let you get run over by the light rail. I could say some crazy shit like that to Ronald, and I'm sure his DMs are on overflow right now with all the threats. But why do that? I have more fun calling this one specific person fat because he's a fat fucking loser for the way that he's speaking about other humans. And I know you're probably saying the same thing about me. I know because I am fat. And I'm kind of a loser. But it doesn't matter. We're still lit. But fuck this Ronald guy. Seriously. Think about the amount of times when you heard me reading this shit where he says that our black lives don't matter. And the amount of times that he said we should be hung up and strung up by trees and telephone poles and how we should be, bitten by police dogs and hosed down and all this type of shit. He wants us to go back to the 50s and the 60s and that type of time. The only problem is, Ronald, is that we are not our ancestors, which I know sometimes can be misconstrued as disrespect towards the people who came before me. It's not that, because we are our ancestors. We will continue to fight. And we will make sure that we stand up for ourselves. But the difference is now, Ronald, my fat friend, is that when we see people like you, we're likely to steal off on you, boy. Knock those glasses off your face. Maybe knock some bacon off of your back. We're not out here playing with this shit. So when you say these things, you say them on the internet, you post them, and then you have your information all public where any and everybody can see it. I hope you understand what will be coming for you. Now, I'm going to give you an example of how karma can act for people like this. Now, I'm not saying that this person deserved this. This is a random act of karma, but it is karma. We have this young lady named Rachel Dawn. You may have seen her on a video addressing a 14-year-old young colored girl and telling this girl to suck her dick and asking her to show her titties. This is a 14-year-old. So not only was she racist, but she was a pedophile. This lady's on multiple videos walking around the public streets of wherever the fuck she lives, calling people the N-word, doing the wrong thing. And then today she had one little mishap, stepped off the curb too early and got hit by a fire truck. Now I'll say, I don't ever want to really see harm come to people, but you do want them to learn lessons. Now, I'll say this, earlier in the day, she was fighting for her life. And there was still a part of me that hoped that she made it, because I would like to see her actually be like, you know what? Getting my ass run over by this fire truck woke me the fuck up. And maybe I won't act like this no more. And because of the fact that the only person praying over her body after she got hit was a black woman. Multiple reports from people, eyewitness testimony, stated that there only was one person praying on her behalf, and it was a black lady. The same person she had been walking around for weeks and probably years of her life, is throwing shade at and calling the N-word and treating them like shit. And that's the one person that gave a fuck about you in your last moments. Sad to see her lose her life, because I'm sure getting hit by a fire truck wasn't comfortable. But at the same time, fam, you played yourself. Why were you out there acting like that? God don't like ugly. And you also should look both ways before you cross the street. You had that shit coming, because I seen how you act on all your videos. You just walk around popping off at the mouth. You weren't looking. There's still cars that go by, and sometimes it's fire trucks. But that's my point, though, for Fat Ronald. Ron, I know you're in Massachusetts, and I know people up there, they love to curse the name of black people up in the north sometimes. Not all parts, but most parts still. They love it, and we know that. But you got to understand that if there are black people that are where you're at, they might be coming for you, or you never know. You might just miss that last step when you go. You might be carrying a big box, miss that last step, blow out an ankle, tear an ACL. It's going to be a long rehab for you. Hope that make you change your tune, bro. And like I said, if you firmly believe that our lives don't matter, bring your fat ass outside before the street lights come on and do something about it. If not, shut your fat ass up. Go work whatever little janky ass little job you have. Kiss your dusty ass little wife. Hope your little gremlin ass kids do well. And I hope they actually learn a lesson from how shitty their father is. Actually, you know what? I'm talking crazy. This ugly fat nigga don't have no kids. How does he have kids?
Crazier things have happened.
He don't got no fucking kids.
He probably does.
He's probably gonna have kids with that girl who said that that's their dream guy. Jesus Christ. Can you imagine? Listen, lady, if Ronald's your dream guy, you might as well just start doing your shopping for men at the local prisons. You're probably going to get a better deal from a nigga in prison than from Fat Ronald. All right? All right, let me stop going in on Ronald. Yo, Ronald, steady eating at McDonald's. Looking like Ronald McDonald. That was terrible. Anyway, Burger King. These people are going on strike, and I don't blame them, man. Unfortunately, Burger King has had an employee who has. You can't say anyone was forced to work, because they're not forced. Their hands are being forced to work, because it's either you work and you take the money, or you don't work and you have no money. Mm-hmm. But they're not being forced to work because they could quit if they wanted to. But I understand their circumstances specifically probably don't allow them to just quit their job like a lot of people have been doing. So Burger King has unfortunately had an employee who had contracted COVID and had ended up passing away. And now their workers are going on strike. And I like it in a sense where it's like maybe you're taking a stand, but then like I'm kind of confused, like, why are you taking a stand against Burger King? And do you know that if you are, is it because you know that the person did every single thing they possibly could to keep themselves healthy, and the work conditions are what killed him? Or are you just mad that an employee that you worked with ended up contracting COVID and then they passed away? And I'm not saying that to dismiss their death. RIP. Condolences to the family, and we hope that this is not a case of where maybe they just were putting their employees in a bad situation by allowing too many patrons or overworking the hours. There could be a multitude of things, obviously, but I do have these questions because it's hard for me to see a scenario where like Burger King's actually at fault for this.
Yeah,
because like you got to take care of yourself too. So like in that person's free time, I hope if they weren't going out. Like it'd be one thing if like we knew like the story is that they were quarantining but still going to work because they were being asked to, and then something happened. If they were still self-quarantining and they still ended up contracting it, then that would probably lead you to believe that somebody within their workplace has it. But if they've been out here doing what everybody else is doing, going out, hanging out, you can't actually guarantee that you got that from Burger King. Right?
Yeah. Part of me wonders if the strike is due to how they handled the employees once they knew someone had it. And maybe the death was like, that's what's kind of getting the, I don't know. I haven't read anything on it. But
yeah. Oh, I almost wonder if, thinking about your situation or what you're saying, or your scenario, excuse me, if maybe that is the case, and maybe they had somebody working there, they sent that person home, but still required this other person to work. And then maybe because they were exposed to that person, they were still working. And even though they didn't have symptoms, they were still asked to go up there. But maybe they felt funny and they said something. But then Burger King like, nah, we gotta get these nuggets out. They're $1.50 for a reason. We're trying to get them out, bro. We need you to be here. Because you know how people act. And that's the thing with people's employers. Your employer is always going to guilt you and make it seem like they can't get by without you. When that's not true whatsoever. People always find a way. Do not ever allow your employer to tell you that they can't work without you. Because you have to remember, unless you were there from the inception of the company was there before you. They made it just fine before you showed up. They'll make it just fine after and during if you were not available to work due to the fact that you don't feel good. If you don't feel good, you should stay home, because literally everyone and everything is telling you to do so. If your employer is still forcing you to come to work and maybe they're threatening to cut your hours or fire you, so on and so forth, honestly, fam, I know it would be tough to make it happen, but I feel like there has to be a way that they can open up a new wave of lawsuits for companies who are literally forcing their employees to work and then firing them or removing them or demoting them from their duties based on the fact that they opt to stay home because they don't feel good. If we're really out here telling people that we have to close down the lobbies of restaurants, we have to limit this, we have to limit that, and it's all for the greater good and to protect people, why are you not protecting the people that work there? Doesn't make any sense. I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know. Like I said, it'd be interesting to see, but like, it just makes me wonder, if when they found out, did they take care of the people who were there maybe with him, or her?
Right.
You know what I mean? It just makes me wonder if they weren't taking care of the employees once they were exposed to it or knew about it, or, did the proper things. Okay. Man. All right. Well, you know what? At least I brought it out to 5 games.
You did. You did extend the series, but overall, I told you from jump it was over.
You did.
Anyway, you know what? I don't know if we're going on strike for Burger King. Burger King might end up closing down. Employees ain't playing. But you know what's crazy though? There's probably so many of these like fast food restaurants and not even just restaurants, just companies in general who, as much as they did everything they could while they were being required to close, but some of these companies, they want the money so bad that the second they got wind that they could open up, it was like, listen, look at American Airlines or whatever, like, oh fuck, we're not gonna do social distancing. We're about to fill this motherfucker up. What you mean, bro? Why? Why? Because they care more about the money than the people.
Yep.
That shit is sad.
Yep.
Sad. Speaking of caring more about something other than the people, do you know who Kendrick Johnson is?
Sounds familiar, but no.
Kendrick Johnson was a young man who, I'm going to say it because there's a witness who has confirmed based on testimony from the brother of the actual murderer that Kendrick was murdered. Kendrick Johnson was a young high school student and he was killed by 2 white kids, and one of the white kids specifically targeted him because Kendrick apparently was involved with his girlfriend at the time. Somehow they found Kendrick's body rolled up in a mat, and then they tried to say that he committed suicide. We now have a witness who has come out and said that he absolutely 110% knows that Kendrick was murdered because of the fact that he has spent time with the killer's brother, and the killer's brother admitted to him, hey, my brother killed this guy because the guy was messing with his girlfriend. So for Kendrick Johnson, this was a case let's see, when was this? This is back in, I think this is like 2014 or 2016.
Yeah.
So let's see. There were shocking images of the 17-year-old Kendrick Johnson found stuffed in a gym mat at Lowndes High School Gymnasium on January 11, 2013. Seeing that was horrible. Let's see. The autopsy images and the shocking narrative of his death will never be forgotten. And since the world is in outrage following George Floyd's murder, over 1 million people have also brought attention back to Johnson's death, begging for it to be reopened. And I heard that they had tried to reopen this recently, and then the courts basically dismissed it because white people are trying to cover this shit up. And also, I haven't gotten to the craziest part. And this is how you know that a cover-up is in the works or has been. State and local officials claim that Johnson suffocated after reaching for a pair of sneakers inside the mat. First of all, niggas love their sneakers. Why would my fucking sneakers be rolled up in a fucking mat at the gymnasium? They wouldn't be. Get the fuck out of here. Excuse my language. I'm upset, man, because they killed this dude. And even writing this is people trying to cover this shit up. Let's see. Which by looks of the graphic autopsy images, that seems far from the truth. The petition, Reopen Kendrick Johnson's Case, #J4Kendrick, has gained over 1.3 million signatures. It notes that Johnson's popularity made him a target and that the white son of a retired FBI agent even admitted to killing Johnson over a girl. Johnson was an honor roll student and a well-known athlete all around the school, which had caused him to gain a lot of attention, especially from females. However, one day Kendrick Johnson's popularity began to make people jealous, which was when he had gotten into an argument with Brian Bell. Remember that name. He was also a student at Valdosta High School, along with KJ. Both Kendrick and Brian constantly argue with each other over Brian Bell. I guess he found out he was a student, and he found out his girlfriend, who was Taylor Eakin, was having a sexual affair with Kendrick. There were 2 confession statements floating around, which made national news. So let's see. Somebody actually tweeted, "Hello, Brian Bell, who killed Kendrick Johnson in 2013. Oh, he plays college football at the University of Akron." Let's see. So I'm going to read the statement from what's guy's name? So this is from Ryan Anthony Domick Henderson. So he said he's making this declaration under penalty of perjury. Hereby states the following. My name is Ryan Anthony Domick Hernandez. I am over the age of 21. I'm giving this declaration voluntarily, and I have personal knowledge of the facts stated herein and know them to be true. I met Brandon Bell in April of 2016, and on one occasion was with him at an apartment in Jacksonville, Florida, when he told me that his younger brother killed Kendrick Johnson. According to Brandon Bell, Brian Bell, Ryan Hall, and Kendrick Johnson were in the gym, and when an argument between Brian and Kendrick began. The argument was over Brian's girlfriend. According to Brandon Bell, Brian was taking steroids at the time, and out of roid rage or effects from steroids, he struck Kendrick in the neck with a 45-pound weight or a dumbbell. Brandon stated that Brian, the aforementioned blow, I can't really read it that good, may have broken Kendrick's neck. According to Brandon, Ryan, he says he was a witness to the fight. He said that him and Brian had told Ryan that if he didn't keep quiet and help him cover up Kendrick's body, his father, Rick Bell, would make sure that he would pay for it. So you have clear motive, you have the murderer, and you also have intimidating a witness. God, life must be nice when you're white and your dad works for the FBI. So we've made it to where my man Kendrick Johnson has to pretty much die in vain, and nothing will be done because you have white people protecting and covering this shit up. Absolutely sad. Kendrick, we're going to hold you down, bro. You rest in paradise, my friend. We're going to take care of this. Brandon and Brian and their dad, Rick, you can go eat your own ass with a spoon, pal. You raised 2 shitty fucking kids, and you helped your kids cover up a fucking murder. Hope you go to jail and fry in prison too. Or matter of fact, what's the tranquilizer called? We can give him that shit. Put him and strap him to that chair. I don't give a fuck if he was FBI. Get him out of here. Is that how you guys are doing that shit now? That's abusing your power when you protect your kids. It's just a mistake. We don't want to ruin his life. Let's make sure he can still go to University of Akron and play football. And Akron literally has a football player on their team who's an active murderer. I say that he's active because he's free. So he is free to be active and commit future murders of other black people that he doesn't like. This guy is literally getting to live out his dreams while he shattered the dreams of another man his own age. All over some girl? No offense. No offense to any of you ladies. I'm sure you're all worth it. But in high school, you got me fucked up. Ain't no girl worth it from high school. You killed somebody because your girl didn't want to sleep with you. She wanted to sleep with the black guy, the one who's more athletic and more popular. That's what you mad for, bro? Pathetic. Pathetic. Just like your nuts after you take those steroids, boy. Yo, I knew some kid I went to high school with. What was his name? Joey something. He used to take steroids. And he literally used to drive this Ford Bronco, and he had a noose hanging from his windshield. I always wanted to fight him. And when I was in high school, I was a little nigga. I was like 5'7", 5'8", and this dude was like my size at the time. Boy, Joey, I hope you can hear this. I still want that one-on-one. I want it with you. All because of that shit that you used to do. And I'm going to beat your ass, boy. I swear on everything. You still acting like one of these people? Ooh, I want that. Because this type of shit makes me mad because he was this same type of kid trying to intimidate people and do all that corny shit. You thought you could intimidate me, boy, because I was small, huh? Nah, I told you I was ready for it. This kid tried to run up on me one day. I told him I was going to stab him with a pencil. He thought I was playing. They was getting too close, bro. That's how I met my homeboy Dan. My boy Dan saved me from that shit because I was the only freshman kid talking shit back to the seniors. Because they literally was calling me boy and calling me nigga. And he was one of them. And I was ready to knife up with a number 2. Telling you, bro. Oh, I'm hyped, man. We're battling races until the end of time. And I've been doing that shit for the better part of the last 20 years. Ever since I learned how to, read and react and try to throw hands on it, I've been ready. But we're not giving up because of things like this. I could have been a Kendrick Johnson. I've had kids try to jump me in the bathroom. I've had kids follow me down the hall, call me names and spit on me and throw shit at me, tell me that they were going to kill me. Shit, we had people in the chat last week saying that they was going to kill me and do all kinds of crazy shit or saying that I'm being watched and all that. Pull up. Pull up. Get out of here. Kendrick, we're going to hold you down, bro. We got to make sure that he gets justice because this shit is not cool. Not cool at all, man. Also not cool, the Wisconsin congressman who was giving a speech at a convention center and was literally coughing for what seemed like an eternity, and he didn't have a mask on. He literally was like doing all that. Like, bro, please take your ass home and put your mask on. Jesus. Literally coughing, gonna end up in a coffin. Wonder what he was talking about. That was terrible. You know who's the funniest rapper? Remember the character on Parks and Rec, Jean-Ralphio?
Yeah.
I love the episode when he's like spitting raps, and the best one is when he does the one for Ron and he goes Ron Swanson, R to the O to the N, and you say Swanson got swagger the size of Big Ben clock. It's like, bro, it doesn't rhyme. Anyway, my last thing before we close out and then let the music run is I'm gonna read the comments. And even when I read them, I don't feel like the comments per se were like super disrespectful, but it was just weird that a man would do this. I'm gonna say like this. I personally, I've always thought this. I think Jill Scott is fine as fuck. And Jill Scott, hey Jill. Look. Oh, look though, Jill, what's up, girl? Come on. Can you sing to me, baby? I'll sing to you, matter of fact. This dude, Kyle something, Quiero, he's now issuing an apology because he commented. Here are his tweets. People are attracted to Jill Scott? Question mark. So is it an energy thing? Or so it's an energy thing? Got it. And by no means is she ugly, but y'all really is sexually aroused by her? Well, yeah, because she's fine. I know girls that are sexually aroused by Jill Scott. A lot of them. A lot of them. Of course, Tory Lanez jumped into it. He said, you can't trust a nigga that don't find Jill Scott attractive. That's facts. And then Questlove, Jill Scott is one of the sexiest human ever. Sue me. Don't worry. No lawsuits pending on that, my friend, because it's just facts. Let's see. Jill, and then this is what I love about Jill Scott. Wait, I'm trending again? Okay. Then justice for Breonna Taylor. I like it. And then it says justice for another young lady, but I feel bad I cannot pronounce her name. Oof. And then also Sandra Bland, she put that on there. Jill used it as an opportunity to bring attention and light and advocate for people who no longer have voices to speak for themselves, which I love that. And then Jill Scott says, if you couldn't see yourself and couldn't hear what people say about you, would you still like you? Jill just handles it with such class. My thing is like this. I would want to ask this young brother, why don't you think she's attractive? What is it about her that has you questioning? And why is your brain malfunctioning? Because it has to be malfunctioning for you to think that it's actually appropriate for you to get online and then try to raise the question about a person's attractiveness or not. If you don't like her, you don't have to comment. It's okay that all of us would like to spend some time with Jill Scott. Not even on some funnies. I just want to be in the presence. I need to hear that voice, girl. I'm trying to be front row. I'm about to throw my panties up on the stage. Shit. Jill Scott can get that type of treatment. So I'm confused as to why he's a brother too. He's not some white dude who just doesn't understand. This is a brother. And I bet if we do a little bit of digging into his history, I'm sure he has some bodies that he has caught that are probably similar to Jill Scott. So why at those times was it okay for you to do that then, but then you want to throw shade at her? And what's the problem with it? Because it's people. A lot of the energy is based on the character of a person and what they hold. Also, have you ever looked at Jill's smile? Have you heard her sing? Have you seen how she carries herself? Look at how she treated you in this moment. She didn't throw shade back at you. She used her platform as a way to speak for others. That's part of what makes her fine as fuck. Because she's not corny as shit like you, my brother. Sorry, Kyle, but I have to call it like I see it. Because now we got a question. Why do people think that you're attractive if they do? Because now you probably one of the most unattractive people on the planet because you literally used your social media platform. And he has a blue check next to his name. So everybody saw it. But he used his platform as a way to try to shade a woman who is not paying him any mind. You know what it probably is? He probably really likes her. He probably shot his shot. She probably was like, no thanks, Kyle. No thanks, my nigga. It happens, though. Mm-hmm. But anyway, man, all right. That is the end of the show, man. We're done with the YouTube stream, but we are going to let Track Talk Radio ride out. Yo, shout out to my man Kev for being in the chat. Thank you, Markelle, for coming and doing the show. Do you have any final thoughts on your project you want to speak about? Go ahead.
Just that I'm continuing. The initial thought was to continue shooting and releasing stories, and then releasing full stories, on the website when it launches. I was going to go through the end of August, but with things continuing and all that, there's a good chance that if I get enough interest, this could finish out 2020. I have no cap on how many shoots I want to do. It's making me a better person. It's making me a better photographer. I'm giving, people, families free photos of a time that's really important in our history and their history and their lives. Yes, it is 100% free and customizable to whatever works for you. I would love to meet new people, hear new stories, tell your stories or not, if that's your choice too. And you just want photos of you or your kids or your significant other to take with you and remember this. This is going to continue because this is not just a phase. So if you or someone is interested, is Black and wants to work with me, do a free photo shoot, share a little bit about yourself and your story, please reach out to me. My social media is Markelle EG Photography. I'm on Facebook and Instagram. I am on summer break, so I have nothing but time to chat with you all day long while I'm editing photos. So reach out so we can work together, because I would love to do that.
Sounds good. All right. Well, that is the end of the show. Oh, real quick, listen. I know some people watch this and you probably say, oh my God, so much foul language. Listen, I'm telling you, I don't give a damn, man. I'm keeping it real. I told people from jump, my show was about keeping it real. If you don't like the language, don't watch the shit, man. Because if you actually listen to everything else that I'm saying, most times when I'm not being an idiot, I'm trying to kick some, at least the knowledge that I have, I'm trying to give that back to you. You can go use that for your friends. I'm telling you about real experiences. I'm giving you real passion. This is not just me just being some loudmouth who just wants to, cuss and be stupid. No, it ain't that, bro. It ain't that. You need to actually listen to what I'm saying. Because some of the stuff when I start turning up is because I'm frustrated and I'm irritated. I've been Black for 34 years. This pain, all this trauma, all this bullshit, it started for me as early as kindergarten. I can remember being called a nigger right to my face and having a kid throw a piece of wood at my chest and split me right the fuck open down the middle and having to go home bleeding and being upset and crying, asking my mom, why don't they like me? Why are they hurting me? Why are they abusing me? And she had no answers. The only thing she could tell me is, you just got to toughen up. You got to be strong. Here are the rules that you need to follow in order for you to survive. I've made it this long, and now there's a platform, and I'm going to use it, and I'm going to use it the fucking way I want to. If you don't like it, then maybe what you should do is you should talk to all of your wonderful friends and say, hey, if you would like for some of these people to not get this hyped up and frustrated, maybe we should actually change some of this stuff. Check out my portion of the I Am Right Now project. You hear some of my stories. Go back and watch any of these shows that I've done. And you can hear the stories and you can hear the pain. And then go watch some of these videos. You think that we're all bullshitting? Go watch that 13th documentary on Netflix. It'll tell you all about it. There's so many ways that you can soak up and gain the knowledge, then you would actually have an understanding as to why I'm always turned up. Always. Because unlike a lot of these people, I refuse to allow my brothers and sisters to die without us screaming on their behalf. Because Eric would love to scream right now. Trayvon would love to scream. George would love to scream. Brianna would love to scream. You think they're getting those opportunities? Hell no. So I'm going to do it for them. Like I said, you don't like it, don't watch my shit. But if you love it, keep watching my shit. And also, check out Markelle's project. It's super dope. If you want to if you have a link, type it into the chat, and then you better do it before I close the stream.
I don't have a link.
No link, just check out her IG.
Yeah, Markelle EG Photography. And after this, I will go into
quick.
this post comments, and I will leave all of my info in the comments on this actual show.
Sounds good.
After it finishes.
All right, I'm closing this out. You guys have a good night. Stay safe out there, no matter who you are, because people out here acting crazy. All right, it's been real. All right, man. We got to get back to the radio. So if you're